Good morning, everybody, on this bright and crisp November morning. It is cold, but the forecast is going to be nice all week. So it's good motivator for everybody who has last minute stuff to get done in the yard. Get her done, because I think this is going to be our last little hitting 40-degree mark until spring, because it is November, right? So everybody had a lovely week. We made it through our first week at work with the new computer system, A-OK. It's a struggle, and every day you think you go in there with a good attitude, and by the end of the day you're just drug out, man. But it's everybody, so it's kind of not nice, but it's kind of like a team feel of desperation by the end of the workday. But there's little things that you pick up every day, and it will get a little bit better. Because I'm on call in another week, so I thought I want to get a lot of all this glitchy stuff out of the way and under my belt and figure it out. So I feel really bad. The people who had the first opening weekend, that was brutal. And then this weekend, of course, is only the second weekend, and things aren't all worked out, but we know a little more than we did the first weekend. I did go in on, and that's why I didn't have morning coffee with you guys. I did go in on Sunday to help out the staff that was working that day because they were scheduled by themselves. They had the technical people there too. I think sometimes it's just nice to have just somebody else there who doesn't know what they're doing almost in a way. So you kind of figure it out together, because it's more of a learning experience, because you kind of play off each other, information from each other, and one person will say, hey, this, and they're like, oh yeah, and then, so it's kind of nice to have somebody else there. So I went in on Sunday, so I worked straight 6 days in a row, and I had Saturday off and just did putsy stuff, like, you know, household stuff, like changed all my sheets and put fresh sheets on and fluffed it up and changed out and put the winter linens on the beds and put the wool blankets or the heavier blankets or a blanket on all the linens, and washed all the linens and got all that done, and got all the linens from the camper. Even though we didn't use it that last time, I still stripped all the linens off, washed them all, bag them all up. I bag everything up, and you hope that it's not like last spring when we took the camper, this one and the one up north, and there's mice, and they wrecked so much of my vintage. Oh Lord, I was not happy. But, so you hope that doesn't happen again, and you set traps, and you put bounce sheets out, because you're not supposedly supposed to walk on them. And there is, a lot of people who have campers do this. And I thought about it, and it's like you're going to trap them, you're trying to kill them anyway. But you put out a large, they're called, they're not pickle buckets, but they're not like a gallon, so I think, how many gallons are they? But the big buckets, right? And you fill them up with the antifreeze, about a quarter to half full, and then you put a wire across it, you know, drill holes, put a wire with a, like a plastic bottle over it, coat it with peanut butter, put a ramp up to it so the mice go up this little ramp up to this bucket and go like, oh, peanut butter. And they step on this spinning empty bottle that has peanut butter on it, and they go bloop into the antifreeze. And they drowned. And you're like, why not just water? Well, if you use water and you come in the spring and you open that camper up, it's dead rotted mice in water all winter. And I had that in my garage one year. I had, we couldn't figure out what the smell was coming from, and we figured out it was a bucket that had like a quarter bucket of water in there, and they had gone in there, and another one had gone in there, and there must have been at least 10 dead mice in the bucket. So when we finally found this smell, oh Lord, I took it way far away from my pup, because you know my puppies would just love to roll around, just like there's dead fish on the shore. They'll find it and they'll like roll around in it. They like stinky stuff. So I dumped it way across, and I got rid of the bucket and it was, pouring it out was just like slimy mouse icky soup. It was gross. So anywho, I didn't do that. I should probably do that, because you're killing them anyway. But I'm just like, oh, at least the trap, they're like killed right away. You know, their head goes and their neck snaps and they're gone. That they drowned, and it's like, oh, I don't know. We'll see what kind of shape my campers are in next year, and we'll see. Since it's my old camper, I never cared, but my new one up north, I do care. My vintage camper, that was the first year that ever happened, so I'm hoping it was a fluke and it will not happen again. So that was going on yesterday, just getting a lot of stuff done. And Thanksgiving's coming up in a week. So I dyed my hair yesterday, and Lord, oh Lord, you know, I'm a clearance dye shopper. And you know what? And I'm going to quit doing that, because There's certain colors that look better on me than not, and to save that $3 a box every 6 to 8 weeks, is it worth the color that I ended up with today? Maybe not, because she's dark, and I've done it dark before, but I kind of like the more medium brown auburn colors. My natural color back in the day, I think I started dyeing my hair when I was in my early 30s, 30-ish, because I started going gray. I started going gray already. Was kind of an ashy medium brown. That was my natural color. Except for a few years when we lived in a house that the house water system had a high iron content, so it had a nice little auburn hue to it. So that's kind of like what I like now, is a medium brown with auburn, you know, medium auburn to it, or a chestnut. This is dark. She's dark. I'll dye it again in 6 weeks, but not with the one I got in the bathroom, because it's like burgundy. I'm like, nope, I'm going to go back to getting the color I want. It's not worth the bargain if you're like, oh, I don't really like this color, but it is what it is. So that's what I did, is I swapped out and cleaned and did sheets and winterized and got ready for winter. And my son got a new job. He's so excited. He starts on Monday. It's within a half hour, so it's not that bad. It's not like 10 minutes like he had before, but half hour isn't so bad. And he's on the day shift, and he's always worked the night shift, midnight shift, so he's got to be up at 5 a.m. So he went out, because I had my percolator, and he wants nothing to do with that thing. And years ago, because he wasn't a big coffee drinker, I bought him a 1-cup coffee maker, because he'd have a cup here and there. He liked his own coffee maker. So he says, I need a coffee maker. He went and bought a really nice deluxe programmable Mr. Coffee, so I think he can program it before he goes to bed, so it's percolating for him at 5 a.m. He wants to get up extra 10 minutes to do coffee. I usually will do my coffee the night before. Just put it in the microwave and warm it up, because I don't want to wait for it. It takes too long, and I don't like it in the morning, so I sleep to the last possible moment. So anyway, he's all excited. He had to go buy a whole bunch of gear for this new job, and he's on probation for this first 6 months, which is sucky. So he gets no benefits insurance, but he is on my mail stuff anyway, so that's all right, and he can be on that until he's 26. So that's all done. So it's been a great week. It's been a great work week, productive at home, except for one thing, because I've been going crazy cleaning the house and stuff. I have a little attachment that goes on top of my tripod that my camera hooks onto, and it flicks onto the tripod. It's gone. It's gone. I think I cleaned it. I think it was in a pile of something and it got thrown out. And this tripod is 20 plus years old. So I'm like, I'm not going to find that little doohickey part to go on the top of it. I did. I found one. I'm like, great, I'll order it. It'll be here this week. Right now I just have a box. The camera's sitting on the box. It's working. So he's out for holiday or vacation until the 25th. And I think the part and the shipping's $13 or $14. So I'm going to look to see, because maybe this thing will turn up, what the cost of a brand new tripod was. Because if that's going to only be $20, I might just get a new tripod. Hope this one turns up someday, and then I guess I'll have 2 tripods. I got like 3 tripods. I got one little mini one I thought I was going to use when I started all this. I think I've used it once for a tabletop tutorial thing. I got an old heavy metal blue one up north for if we ever get sunshine, so I can do morning coffee there with you guys. And then this one, which was their father's, that he didn't want. It was for a video camera, but it worked great for this. So anyhow, we'll see what I do. I don't know. Do I want to spend this, or do I want to wait, or do I want to get a new tripod? I don't know. This one works just fine for what I do, which is minimal. So so that was my yesterday. Last weekend wasn't much of anything, just for the fact I had to work Sunday, get up at 3:30 in the morning. I didn't do too much of anything except some shopping and bebopping around and stuff and house stuff. And same with yesterday. It was just it was kind of a mini-me day where I dyed my hair and did a pedicure and did my nails and did all that type of stuff. And like I said, there's nothing better than taking a nice bath, got my hair all fresh and it was all nice and fresh, and then getting in those fresh, crisp sheets. I love when you first put the smell of those nice fresh sheets and stuff, and you know they're nice and crisp and stuff. I just love that. And I switched out and put my little winter blanket on the bed because she's been cold. It is frosty in the morning. You have to scrape your windows in the morning, but then it's been beautiful, bright, sunny blue in the morning or during the daytime the last couple of days. Yesterday it kind of cleared up around mid-afternoon, and then today it's been bright. It's going to be a bright, beautiful day. And you're thinking, the lighting is kind of different in your room because it's early. I am doing this early because today is the day I'm going to do my vintage makeup application. That's what I decided to call it because I did cheat and I wanted to see how it was going to go with this stuff. So I used the pancake makeup because I thought I don't want to be floundering in front of you. So I did a little testing, I guess you'll say. And the one that makes me look like a white ghost. White. And the other one has a little orange to it. So I'm not going to use stuff that makes me look like a white ghost. And I'll show you. I'm going to show you now. Because remember, we're not using new makeup, so they didn't, maybe they did, but I don't have bronzers or things to make my skin all day that I can swoosh. I'm going to use what there is. So I will wash off all my morning coffee makeup, and then I will go in fresh. And then last week would have been such a great weekend to do it, but it just didn't work because my skin was perfectly clear. I loved it. My rosacea wasn't so bad. Well, my rosacea is a little red. I have a couple pimples. I have a little spot where I had a little ingrown hair. It keeps popping up all the time. It drives me crazy. I have two of them, one here and one here. And I try to get them when they're short and get them plucked, and then it got ingrown. Drives me nuts. You know what I'm talking about, ladies? Try to, and they'll pop up and they'll be like yay long before I can see them. I'm like always checking, but it seems you can't see them until they get to a certain length, and you're like, oh Lord, I hope nobody saw it, because I got two of them that keep doing that. This one got ingrown, and then it caused a big mess, and I got a great big icky scabby looking thing. It is what it is. I mean, so I'm going to see what I can do with the makeup to cover it up. So I'm just going to call it an application because it's not going to be a tutorial, because man oh man, it's going to be a mess, I think, by the time I'm done. But I'm just going to do the whole thing for fun for you guys. And I rigged up a little teeny mirror right in front here. I got it covered now because I know some YouTubers have like their computer so they can see themselves when they see you. But then I keep looking, so I just covered the mirror up. So I think it's going to work. I cleaned my brushes, and I'm like, oh, did they ever? I'm sure they had some type of makeup brushes back then. I didn't research that. So I got my makeup brushes and a cup for water and my little test that I did last night. Like I said, I'm a little Oompa Loompa-y, but that's okay. It's you know, it's a paste, so it's very drying. So I can see why they were huge moisturizer people, because this stuff will show every little piece of dry whatever on your face that you have. So we're going to do what we're going to do. Like I said, I'm going to take all my morning makeup off, and I'm going to super moisturize and see if that helps, and we'll do that. So that's my morning today. I'm going to do my makeup application for you guys, finally. And if I get going and get motivated, I will maybe do a little, not thrift find, but from Al's Antique Mall. I had gotten some stuff from him, and I had gotten some stuff as gifts, some really good deals. So I think I'm going to do a share of the little tchotchke stuff that I got this summer from either gifts or from Al's Antique Mall or whatever. And then I'm going to have to do a separate, because I was kind of looking through my Etsy and eBay purchases of clothes. I got enough for a whole separate haul for that stuff, and I thought I was doing really good until you look back on your history. And I guess that the history is from fall. Yeah. It is what it is. So anyway, I'm going to do a separate little clothing, vintage clothing haul, because I got enough for that. And I'll keep all my purses and boots and dresses and all that type separate than all my little tchotchke stuff. Otherwise it'll be like a 45-minute long one, because I'm really good at long ones, you know. I was going to start my Thanksgiving shopping way ahead of time and not save it for the weekend, but I didn't get that done. You just kind of run out of steam sometimes, right? So I'm going to stop after work because I go through Red Wing right on my way home from work. So I'm going to stop and get my Thanksgiving stuff this week. And I got my back of my Suburban is loaded yet again with the stuff for Salvation Army. I've been powerhousing. I'm so proud of myself. But like I said, the powerhousing I think is why I lost the top to my tripod. You know, me not clicking in my brain what this thing was. Probably thought, oh, and then I just chucked it. Pay the, oh, but it isn't going to stop me because you're like, oh, see, if you wouldn't have been getting rid of stuff. But that's the way it is. Sometimes there's losses in the game and you just got to live with that. It will show up. When I was cleaning bedroom drawers, I found my, I had an iPod that I had gotten for a wedding gift. How many years ago that was? 2010. Couldn't find it. Finally found the cord to charge it, but I couldn't find the iPod, so well, that's not any good. My son set up my bedroom so I have one of those internal antennas so I get like 6 stations. He says, well, Mom, you can watch Netflix or something on that with the box I gave you. And he goes, but you have to have the remote. I'm like, oh, I don't have that either. Well, so I got the cord for my iPod. I found my iPod. And it charges, which is awesome. And then I found this remote. And it was all in my drawer organized, but it had tons of stuff on top of it. So the little treasures, like I said to you, might accidentally lose something. Thank goodness it can be replaced. And then that's not that big a thing. Like I said, this little box on here is working just fine. But it feels so good to find that old, you're finding old treasures that you didn't know that you had anymore. You thought they were gone forever. In one of my many purges that I have, I'm always continuously trying to purge and clean my house 24/7, all the time, every day. I think every time I talk to you, I tell you, because it's just an ongoing, for me who has so much stuff from so many people, it's just a continuous ongoing process. We went through, my son brought over 4 boxes of Christmas decorations from his dad's. You know, that his dad doesn't want any of that anymore. That he had memories of because he said he was the Christmas decorator at his father's every year. His dad said, go get the stuff down, you're decorating. So he has memories to some of this stuff. I said, so let's go through it. So he was sitting down and I picked up every single thing and said, okay, you know, and went through it until we got it to a point where it's down to I would say instead of 4 boxes, we were down to 1 1/4 boxes of stuff. So that's not too bad. But you know, those are his childhood memories because, you know, he came here. I never made the boys ever decorate, and Seth was always like, I had to decorate down at Dad's. And I said, no, you don't have to decorate here. I'll do it. You have to help me carry tubs up and down the stairs and get him in and out. But because he always decorates, but he still has, even though it's kind of like a chore to decorate for Christmas, he still has fond memories of putting certain things out for Christmas. So of course we're going to keep that stuff because those are his childhood memories. And it goes on and on with me. You can see why I have so much stuff. But it was like I got everything ready for my little video today I'm going to do with you. Keep that sun coming because I need the sun here. Like I said, it's kind of dark in here right now because it's early in the morning. But I only use natural sunlight when I have breakfast with you guys. I don't want to get all that light stuff and deal with all of that. I just want to keep it au naturel, right? So that's the only thing that's coming up is I'm just getting ready for Turkey Day. And maybe in my continuous cleaning, I will come across the little doodad that goes on top of that. So everybody get your turkey. Get your turkey stuff done now. Get it all purchased now. It will save you so much stress. And then you can get exactly what you want and you don't have to settle for. I always like to get a butterball turkey. And sometimes there's not one big enough, but we're going to be a little smaller group this year because my one niece and her family are not coming. That's 5 people. My sister's down for the winters now, every winter, so she's not here. And who else? My brother hasn't came for years and years. He's always up north with his family, you know, his family and his grandkids. So I think we're down, I think I counted, we're down to like 15 or 16, which is, and my son's in Texas and he'll be coming at Christmas, so he's not going to. So anywho, we're down from 15 to 16, which we have now, to back in the day, I think we were up to, way back in the day, we were up to like 45-ish. And then that family kind of, that leveled off, and then we were down to 40 to 45. And then we kind of leveled off to about 25 to 30, and now it's kind of sad. Now we're down to about 15, 16 people. So it's tiny. It's tiny from back in the day when it was, you know, when all my brothers were alive and all of their families were up here and all of that, when my mom used to host it. It's dwindled down just because, you know, deaths in the family, people moving away, families starting their own traditions and carrying on with their own children and grandchildren. So it's just down to kind of the immediate family and people that are around here. And that's about it. So it's kind of small. But that's okay. I mean, it was always a lot of work back in the day, but it was always nice to have everybody. And I had the youthful energy to do it. So the smaller numbers now, with me doing it for so many years, is quite okay. So I'm quite happy with it. And it's all right, and I'm okay with it. And I'm sure we'll get to a point where some of this family that comes will be starting to do their own things too, maybe. But I think they may have other holidays they do. So this is kind of like the summer holidays. We get certain family members that come up for that. And then the winter family comes at it. I mean, so we don't get the whole entire family together anymore. There's summertime, there's wintertime. It's two different sets of different family members that come. But I am lucky enough that I get to see all of them all the time. Which is nice, and so does my brother Donnie, because he's up north, and he comes to all the winter festivities that we have, which are less because of my working and stuff. So that's all that's going on. I'm going to get going, wrap up my coffee early. It's probably a mini short coffee with you guys. Everything's going great. Thank you guys again for all of your well wishes and kindness. I really appreciate that. That's really nice. I sat down finally, got to respond. Some not as long as I'd like to be, but I got to respond to everybody who has been making comment or having little notes and stuff on my YouTube channel. Got to say something back to them. I took the time and did it. Sometimes you just gotta stop and do it, because you know sometimes you make yourself all with so many things going on. So it's just better just to sit down and take that time, and it makes me feel better because I want to keep in contact with you guys. You know, sorry if I'm bumping my tripod there, like what's moving around? It's me, I'm bumping it. So I got to take that time and do that and catch up on everything. And then was I on Facebook or YouTube or something last night? Oh, I had used my phone a couple times. I shut my phone off. I shut my cell phone off. This weekend I had made 2 calls on it that I had to make on my cell phone because they were texts. In other words, I shut it off. I shut it off. That I just need to have that peace from all that chatter. Not say that I didn't lay in bed last night and do a little bit of Facebooking and did my YouTube and commenting and stuff back, but just to shut that phone off. I kind of needed that just to kind of decompress, which was really nice. Really relaxing. Got up early this morning. Like I said, it was so cold and crisp, but it felt so nice. And I had eggs and toast and slab bacon for breakfast. I usually will have on Sunday morning. Sometimes we'll have it together. Sometimes, because everybody gets up at different times, we have like a true breakfast. It's not like a piece of toast, and it's usually oatmeal or waffles or French toast or eggs and bacon. But Sunday is kind of our slow down, sit down and enjoy your breakfast, enjoy your meal, have that nice cup of coffee, because you gotta enjoy life and enjoy that lovely little breakfast once in a while. And even though we're supposed to be, we have regular nice crisp bacon because we don't eat it any other time except Sunday mornings. And that's probably only twice a month. So I think, you know what, we can reserve the turkey bacon for whatever. But if we're going to have that treat twice a month and have 2 or 3 pieces of bacon, I'm going to have real bacon. I'm going to do it. So everybody take care. Take a minute to pamper yourself a little bit. Take care of yourself, because if you do, you'll be better for everybody else. Enjoy your week. Get going with your Thanksgiving shopping. Do some fall turnover stuff, right? Get your house ready for fall. Time to get the humidifiers on. I'm so dry in the mornings now. I'm like, it clicked in my head, why are my eyes and throat so dry? We need our humidifier on, so we're going to get that going today. It's just running that furnace a little bit. So that's change your furnace filters. It's fall. It's time to get ready for it. It's time to get ready for winter. It's time to get ready for the big close-up. So take care, and I'm going to get ready for doing my vintage makeup application for you all. It's going to be a big muddy mess, but it's going to be fun. So everybody take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye.